Today's date is 5/18/2016. My name is Leah Michelle Cash, and I'm interviewing Jim King for the Archiving Black History in the Inland Empire project. Your name is spelled?
Jim King, Jimking, like the Lion King.
Okay. We are interviewing here at the home of Wilma Mina Carter. Thank you, Mr. Jim King,
Thank you
for
for having
taking
me.
the time to conduct this interview with us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So, Mr. Jim King, tell us a little bit about your childhood and how you grew up and you arrived at the Inland Empire.
Well, I was born in Houston. I was raised in L.A. I was born in Houston, raised in L.A. Then I started working for the gas company in 1969, 3 days after my son was born. So I worked my way through the non-management role, got my career as a management employee in 1980. So I got more involved with the community. I was also involved with a program called YMTF, Youth Motivation Task Force. We go out to all the schools. I had 2 schools to go to with other volunteers to go to the classroom to tell them what your experience is, how you got your job, how they get a similar job you have, or what kind of experiences you need for working world, called Youth Motivation Task Force.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got my job as a low-income program coordinator. We regularize homes for low-income folks throughout the system. Then got my job as district manager. Came out to San Bernardino, and from that part on, then my enthusiasm grew because being a public affairs district manager at the time was doing everything the gas company in the field, being getting involved with all the nonprofit organizations, getting involved with elected officials, getting involved with the business community, trying to make the gas company be a good, solid citizen for the community. So that's what we did. So what they did was gave me a San Bernardino, Rialto, Fontana, Kaipa, tell me, go out there and do your thing. So let me do what I want to do based on the company's goals, providing good service to the communities and make corporate citizens. That's what I did. That's what I do. And so anything you want to do is like a dream, because anything you can think of, get involved in the community and do some good for the community, also some for the gas company at the same time. So I love that job. Really love this job.
That was an excellent job, I guess, to really get to know all diversity.
Yes.
All the people that are in Inland Empire.
Yeah.
But being an African American,
Yes.
there were organizations that you joined.
Yes.
So tell me or tell us
Okay.
regarding the organizations that you decided to join.
Well, I'll talk about the Black Future Leader first, because that's kind of, you get that out of the way, with the other one's kind of long lengthy. Black Future Leader, we want to do something for the kids, get themselves ready, to get ready for college, ready for the working world. And we need to separate them from real life and put on a college campus for 2 weeks and go through social exercises, leadership training, having good speakers, a lawyer or a doctor or a gas company employee, anything like that to make them more involved in what's going on with life. And so that program, I was really happy about that program. I was vice president for like maybe 5 or 6 years or so.
Okay.
And then we got from the Reagan administration, that's how far this program goes back, we care flag. And one guy went to San Bernardino and one to the gas company, said we care. It was a public nonprofit group put together, do something good for the black community now, region. So then the San Bernardino Black History Committee called me. Black History Committee called me. And they got me involved with that, and then we got more involved with that. And then I took the program over because they were in a lot of debt. We had like $25,000 in debt from previous years. We had to make that dead up. So I had to come up with some rationale. First of all, the name Black History Committee, well, that was on 1 month in February. They had a Miss Black History also 1 month. But the group does Easter things, Christmas things, and other activities that go throughout the year. So what their name was applied only 1 month for February. So we changed the name to San Bernardino Black Culture Foundation. More inclusive. More inclusive. So, and I was really happy about that. And I talked to Wilbur Brown, who was in charge of Miss Black History, and told him my idea and changed the name from Miss Black History to Miss Black San Bernardino. He said, that's a good idea. Then, well, you know, and then all these ideas, you have to run them past folks. I can't just make them happen.
Make them happen.
You have to talk to Amina Carter, One Scott, Margaret Hill, get those all involved. And they weren't involved with the Black Culture Foundation at the time. So I got One Scott involved first. Then I got Margaret Hill involved later on. But she was involved with her sorority, but I got her house up and got involved with the Black Culture Foundation. And so we did a lot of things. And to raise money, I came up with this award called the Black Rose Award. Because, you know, they think everything is always, black is always bad guy. They put the black guy on a black horse, black hat, black everything. Is a black guy. So what would make the black rose of beautiful things? Well, being so like it was. I want to make it something beautiful, something that we can always appreciate. And so I couldn't believe we got that going. It's been 26 years the Black Rose has been in existence, and people really appreciate it because they feel like it's Academy Award for black folks.
Yes, it is. I am a recipient of the Black Rose Award.
Congratulations.
I was going to, that was one of my questions to ask you in regards to what inspired you to originate the Black Rose and also the Dr. Juanita Scott Humanitarian Award.
It just came. Things like this just comes, you know, and if the guy always tell me, if it's gonna be successful, it remains successful. I want you to get out of it. If it's good, it will remain good. So the Black Rose is still in existence. I'm very happy about that. I got the first award, even though I didn't want the first award. And what we did, One Scott was doing so much good in the community, and we want to have a Humanitarian Year Award. And so we put One Scott's name on it. It was me and Jeff Hill put an award. He's passed away now, but Jeff Hill was a sergeant for the police, the sheriff's department, and a very nice guy. So we put the One Scott, the Humanitarian of the Year Award, and then the Black Rose.
So now, for the Black Culture Foundation, you were the president for 5 years.
Yeah.
So why do you think your role as president was so valuable, and why the Black Culture Foundation was so valuable to the community?
Well, we had to say, because they had been in existence for a long time. The parade was in existence. We had a 3-day event. You know, the celebrity reception on Friday night, the parade on Saturday, lunch at my house in the afternoon, and the ball Saturday night, and then the gospel concert on Sunday. Big weekend. It made so much good to me because it was include everybody out to the Black Rose. I mean, to the Black History Parade, to the ball, the gospel concert. It means so much to me to have that happen, because some people in San Bernardino don't leave San Bernardino too often. So we had to bring some stuff out to them so they can see Rosa Parks or see Muhammad Ali, you know. And we got a chance to do that through the parade and through our Black History Month activities.
So, Mr. King, you have received, I mean, who can number the honors and awards and all the proclamations, the 10 who make a difference, the 12 most influential in the Inland Empire. Tell me, who has been your mentor, who has been your heroes, and what has inspired you?
My mom was my hero because my mom and my father separated when I was like 19, and she had to raise 4 kids by herself, and she kept us very strong. And she had rules and regulations, pay those bills on time, on the 31st, not the first, So she was my hero, and also she was half white, and she went to Texas Southern University for Negroes. She had to be proved she was black to get in that school, first of all. But she went there, Texas Southern University for Negroes. It was called Texas Southern University for Negroes. Now it's called the Texas Southern University by itself in Houston, Texas. And she had to prove she was black to go to that school. And she worked there. When she graduated, she was pregnant with me. So my mom just kept going with her education, kept her career up, and I was very impressed with her dynamics.
Okay. You've stated on many occasions that your most memorable moment and your most honoring moment that you will absolutely never forget is having Miss Rosa Parks come to San Bernardino as the San Bernardino Black Culture Foundation history parade. And for the ball, and to come to your home and be interviewed. Tell us a little bit about that experience and why it was so memorable for you.
First of all, I was so impressed I got here. It took me a long time on the phone, talking to her folks. She was in L.A., celebrating her 77th birthday. So I didn't mention it on the interview. I should have mentioned it. For her 77th birthday, February 4th, right at the time of Black History. So I talked to them months, couple of weeks and trying to get him to come out here. Finally, I said, okay. So I sent one of Scott, took the limousine over out to L.A., brought her here, brought her to San Bernardino. We were very impressed by that. And me and Booker, Nancy Booker, got a chance to interview her in my bedroom. She sat down there, and I just asked those questions. What made you do that? What made you? Now we're talking about history. It's history for us, And she went. On her own voice, just told her story, just like that. I just sat and watched it. Time stopped for me and Booker. Time just stopped. We're just overwhelmed by her grace and her majesty and her dynamic behavior. She's just a fantastic person. That's going to be for a lifetime experience. Lifetime experience. I never do anything like that. Unless I got the interview of Brock, maybe.
So, what impact do you think that had on our community in San Bernardino?
I think it did. Well, I was very disappointed about the sun. The sun was not there yet. They weren't on board. They put a little tiny photo of her. I was kind of getting more energetic about that. But I think they did come around. Later on, they did. We had a little press conference. They were there too. So they come around. But it's very important to have a historic figure in San Bernardino. We have some historic figures right now, like Wilma Marina Carter. Have a high school named after her. Fantastic. So I think that goes, all these good things help the community a lot better. And one of my nephews, I got a certificate from his school because he was so impressed with all the activities we were involved with, and he told me at the school level, and that helped him out.
So now, what would you say is your legacy, and what advice would you give young people today?
Well, I don't know what my legacy should be. One that cares. I love folks. I love folks. I told people I got here, I want a hug. Hug goes away, a long way. Especially when you have a stroke like I did, and you had to relearn to talk, walk ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, days a week, months a year. Hugs are very important these days. So my legacy, I love folks. I love folks, And then, I want to tell young folk, education. Education is the key. The more education you have, the better your life is going to be. You have to look for more education. So that's what
Now, in your 30, is it 35 or 36
35,
years? 35 years
yeah.
of being with the Southern California
Yeah.
Gas Company.
I started when I was 19.
You started when you were 19.
And when I get 55, that's full retirement. You had to retire or pay to stay. So I had to retire.
So, in your 35 years of staying with the gas company,
Yeah.
what do you think was your greatest accomplishment?
My greatest accomplishment at the gas company, probably weatherization of 600,000 homes throughout our community. I work with Laura Carson for the Riverside Community Action Agency, and also Pat Nichols.
Community
and,
action.
Action, and also we used to have a contract with the group on, I can't think of the name of Valley Pope Lutheran's organization.
Okay.
Second Chance.
Second Chance.
Second Chance. We have a contract with them too. But Pat Nichols and Lois Carson are two key people out here.
Do you think that you bridged a gap between introducing diversity to the gas company from San Bernardino and Riverside County?
Yes, I
Two
think
different
so.
worlds.
I think so, because I was the diversity manager for the gas company, first diversity manager we have. Well, they thought that was, some of the vice presidents thought that was celebrating holidays. Well, no, I don't think so. So I left that job kind of soon because I didn't want to, I want to have more dynamics, more job opportunities for folks at the bottom, more job opportunities for folks at the top. You know, so so that's one thing I did. Try to bring the gas company more in diversity minded in
Do you go back and talk to some of the young folks that are now public affairs officers and try to inspire them? Because when you left, there's not been anyone quite like you.
Oh, thank you.
That could bridge both worlds
I
in diversity like that.
Especially talking to blacks and Hispanic and women, because women went through the same kind of challenges I went through, because the most of the district managers were all white guys, and they wasn't diverse enough. But they start getting there. They start getting there when I took over the chairman of the district managers council. So we got more involvement. And that's when they started calling me Lion King in 1985, because I had to give out some strong instructions about what's going to happen. So they thought I was going to be Lion King.
Okay, so that is a wrap, and we want to thank you, Mr. Jim King,
I was
for
happy
your
to be
interview.
here. This made my day.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.